Double in November 180 Bravo Bravo with it.
Okay, good morning people. Don't know who's watching, don't really care. Well, I do actually, but it's early Sunday morning. We're in the Toliss A339. This is my first flight, but so far so good. It's just like an Airbus. You know, all Airbuses, they're just the same. So we're going to fly out of Gatwick, and
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
release parking brake. Okay, I will release the parking brake when I can find it. There it is.
All stations, Gatwick broadcast. New information, Charlie is now current. Same Gatwick, QNH 1010, Gatwick out.
So Gatwick is... Come on, parking brake's released. Let's get moving, boys. Ah, that's why. I see now, I see. Chocks are on. So we need to get rid of them, don't we? Ground services, chocks. That off, and that off. Okay, there we go.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Oh, it's a while since I've flown this. Okay, engine start, ignition, starting.
Tom Jet 4 Data Bravo with Charlie, request taxi.
Odd. APU bleeds on. APU is on. At least I saw
Tom
it.
Jet 4 Data Bravo with information, Charlie, request taxi. Gatwick ground for Tom Jet 4 Data Bravo.
Alright, there we go. You keep forgetting it's automated systems, isn't it? You don't have to wait for the APU to come show.
Gatwick ground for Tom Jet 4 Data Bravo. All stations, Gatwick ground. Can I get a radio check, please? 5x5. Wonderful, thank you. I think my headset cut out. Have I missed any instructions? Yeah, Tom Jet 4 Data Bravo with information, Charlie, request taxi. Tom Jet 4 Delta Bravo, taxi holding point Alpha 3 via Papa and Alpha November. Papa and Alpha November holding point Alpha 3, Tom Jet 4 Delta Bravo.
I'm pretty sure that aircraft ahead of me is AI or static. I hope it is. There isn't normally one stuck under there, so we'll have to see. Okay, I believe. Good engine start now on 2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set parking brake. Whoops. Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Start engine 1. Ah, there you go. Oop. Just disconnect you. Let's get this sorted out in a minute. There you go. They've changed the engine start on this. When I say this, it's a lot slower, which is, I think, a little bit more accurate.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So they've slowed the engine spool up down, I think, which seems to be a little bit more accurate than it was previously. Or maybe, when I say they slowed it down, maybe this is how it is in the 330 as opposed to like the 320 and 319. Anyway, make sure we've got rid of filter. Yeah, he's done. Find a pen. Whoops. Oh yeah. And a piece of paper for taxi instructions.
Jet 4 Delta Bravo, nothing further for you. Monitor Unicom 122, that's mate. Have a great flight. See ya.
Operator Unicom, Jet 4 Delta Bravo, thank you for service. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Ground, Virgin 2302, fully ready for taxi.
Virgin 2302, can you just check your squawk code, please? 0473.
Stand by. 0473 04 73. Yeah, ground showing 0473 now in the box. Virgin 2302.
Virgin 2302, thank you. Taxi holding point Alpha 2 via Papa and Alpha Sierra.
Taxi Alpha 2 via Papa and Alpha Sierra, Virgin 2302. Right. Bring up my charts. Papa, Alpha Sierra. Left off 2. Okay. Okay.
Gatwick ground, hello, EC47 extra uniform, stand 1.2 with PDC, request push and start.
EC47 extra uniform, Gatwick ground, hello, stand 112 and start frequency.
112, push and start, good, face east, EC47 extra uniform.
Okay, good morning, EC52, Golf Alpha 39,
Five two Golf Alpha Gatwick ground, hello, hold position, the traffic behind you. Nothing further for you, Unicom 122.8, have a great flight, see you.
Unicom 122.8, thank you very much. Let's get to the runway first, I think, before we make any of these kind of major decisions. So a little bit more speed to the runway.
Good morning, Speedbird 9 Victor Romeo, stand 20, flying an A321, requesting IFR to Amsterdam, and we got information Charlie on board.
Speedbird 9 Victor Romeo, good morning, clear to Amsterdam, frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 3456.
Frame 1 Mike departure, runway 26 left, and squawking 3456 for Speedbird 9 Victor Romeo.
9 Victor Romeo, read back correct.
I think that's it to guess, if I can recall. Just check that. I don't know, it's 5.2, wasn't it? It's 5.2. Ooh. I need to sort out my views a bit, I think. So, just flying around. 5. I'll say that's about 5.2, I'd guess. Okay, takeoff config complete. Let's get out of here. Right, just for those of you who may be watching, there we go. Let's just show you. There we are on Alpha Sierra, and we're going to 26 left. We'll probably do full length, I guess, because we're a little bit heavy.
494, leading stand 101.
Right.
We're in Airbus A320, requesting IFR clearance to our lead signal. We have information Charlie on board.
Skyways 494, clear to Leipzig. It's the frame 1 Mike departure, squawk 7226.
Clear to Leipzig, expired by the frame 1 Mike departure, squawking 7226, Skyways 494.
Skyways 494 sounds like a friend of mine. I know it isn't, because Andy hasn't had his sim working for ages. Alright, let's get on the centre line here.
47 X-ray uniform, taxi holding point Alpha 3 via Papa and Alpha November.
And, line up.
Taxi holding point Alpha 3 via Papa and Alpha November, EC47 X-ray uniform.
Easy 52 Golf Alpha, stand 552. Hold position after the EasyJet A320 passes behind from your left to your right. Stand 552, push and start approved, face east.
Okay, here we go. 26 left, full length, and we'll get out of here. I think it's rather frightening. Right, I'm just checking the channel, and we seem to be a little bit behind. I know what's going on. There we go. Oop. Let's get down there. There we are. So everything's good, and oh, you can hear me okay, but I'm sure you can if you're watching. Alright, here we go. Manflex SRS, runway blue. Airspeed's alive. Struggling a little bit with the rudder. Use the braking to get on the centre line.
V1.
Rotate. And there we are. Positive rate, gear up.
Tom Jet 6 Victor Delta, fully ready, stand 570, push
Gear up.
Tom Jet 6 Victor Delta, stand 570, push and start approved.
Flight direction is good.
Tom Jet 6 Victor Delta.
Auto thrust is good. Climbing away nicely. Let's have a look outside. A little bit high. So pitch down. Oops, there we go. Fly-by-wire seems to be not holding. Flight director. Thrust climb.
Victor Romeo, stand 20, we are ready for push and start. Have a great flight, see you.
Unicom AC47 X-ray uniform, bye-bye.
Skipper 9 Victor Romeo, stand 20, ready for push and start. Skipper 9 Victor Romeo, stand 20, push and start approved.
There we go, 122.8. Flaps up. Stick AP1 on. And there we go. Nice departure. Can't be bad. Can't be bad at all. What can I tell you about the A330? Well, it flies almost, well, it flies the same as the A320 or 319, although it does feel heavier. That's for sure. It feels a lot heavier. It feels like exactly what you expect. You know, got weight in the aircraft. It's, you know, it just feels heavier, and you know, I mean, that's something I think Toliss have always managed to do. They've always managed to get, you know, good flight model. Now whether it's realistic, I don't know, because I've never flown an A330. I've been on one as a passenger, but I've never flown one as a pilot, because I'm not a real world pilot. But, you know, it does feel really nice. So let's push that in. Does it push? Or does it pull? push is what it is. There we go. So we're climbing. Climb to flight level 150. Spoilers are disarmed. Hippie, you can go off. I forgot to put landing lights on, didn't I? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's one of those things. Put some lights on. Okay, there we go. Everything's good. I don't need to activate the approach phase just yet, so we'll carry on. Alright. And already, which I find very hard to believe, we're coming up to the coast. Okay, we've got somebody watching here. I need to get rid of that and put my chat on, don't I? Which I can never do. How do we do this now? YouTube. Get rid of that. View. How do we do that? Oh dear, how do we get rid of it? Let's see. Somehow I've managed to get on the side of my screen here all the other videos that are available, and I can't get the chat on, so I can't see. We've got 3 watching, but I can't see your comments at the moment for some reason. I've done this before in the past and I've forgotten how to get that on. Let's see. How do you do it? There's got to be a setting somewhere. Damn it. Oh well. Well, we'll close that. And we'll reopen it. See if I can get back to it this way. You never know. No, still haven't managed to do that. Oh well. Goodness gracious me. What a dummy I am. Nope, still can't figure it out. Okay, let's have a look at our plane.
Get to traffic speed 90.
There we are, it's climbing, beautiful aircraft, absolutely stunning. I'm going to need to turn that down a bit, aren't I? There we go, that's better. You can hear now. Let's close that. So, the 330, looking at it, what can I tell you? Well, the look of it is absolutely superb. I mean, I remember when I first went over to X-Plane, which would have been X-Plane 10, you couldn't do red. You know, red was almost impossible to manufacture on aircraft, as was silver as well. Have we got any silver here? Yeah, we have. We've got silver on the engine carol in there. Alright, it was impossible to do silver, and red you just couldn't do. But now look at this. I mean, okay, we're in X-Plane 12, and it was improved in X-Plane 11, but now, I mean, the modelling on this is just unbelievable. It is perfect, absolutely perfect. And Toliss, I remember when Toliss brought out the A319. I mean, they didn't tell anybody. You know, like nobody knew anything about it. And literally 2 weeks before it was released, Toliss suddenly announced, "We are Toliss, and we're going to release this aircraft." And I think it was the 319 that first came out. It might have been the 320, but I remember nobody had heard of them, and it just came bang. It was there, and I mean, it was brilliant. And they've done the same again now with the 330. Although there might have been a little bit more advance warning because it was on beta testers were given permission to post pictures fairly early on. So we had kind of a little bit more notice that this was coming, but wow, what an aircraft. I mean, look at that. Is that a screenshot? I think that's a screenshot there. I think that's going to go on my desktop. What do you think? What do you guys say? Right, now if I could only figure out how to get my chat back up on screen, and I can't for some reason, I'd be happy. I'd be a happy bunny. I'd be able to see your messages and comments, but at the moment I can't for some reason. I just can't figure it out. On screen I've got see my broadcast, but on the other side of the screen I've just got other videos which I don't want to watch. How weird is that? But I can't see comments. Well, at least we've got some likes, so thank you very much. We're flying down to Parma, which is going to be quite a way, but if I recall, I think it was something that's normally a two and a half hour flight was like down to 1 hour 40 in this thing. which is no surprise really. I need to climb up to cruise, so let's get up there. It was 390. Pull that, and we'll be climbing. We'll set QNH to standard. If I can get it to work, there we go. Standard QNH, and we're climbing. Alright. The only problem, one of the things you find when you're streaming, you're that busy talking and making sure people are, you know, getting the best they can, you forget. No portable devices. I should hope so. Okay, shall we release the cattle, as they say? Turn off the seat belts, let them have a wander around. Clear to go have a walk and talk. Now then, let's go to this. The AVI tab, the iPad. I'll zoom in a bit so we can see a little bit better. I had problems with this morning. I couldn't get in my passengers in there and get them to stay. I couldn't change the cargo freight or fuel on board. Now it's saying I've got no fuel on board, but I have got fuel on board. So I found this extremely frustrating that I could not get stuff in there. I could get everything in here, although I didn't use this. So that was my landing. That was my takeoff performance, right? Which was, yeah, V1 was about there, and I took off towards that green line as well, I think. But it was fine. Now, for Palmer landing, it's said, compute that. It's saying I'm going to be overweight on landing. Well, I shouldn't be overweight at all. And I've got an 853 meter margin. Now I know that the brakes and reverse thrust on this is absolutely amazing. So going back to what I was saying anyway, in weight and balance, I mean, I've got 285 passengers or 305 passengers, and I couldn't. I could type it in there, but it wouldn't stay. So I used this for my loading performance, etc. 335 passengers, yeah, fuel, etc. I did everything here and configured the aircraft from this and the MCDU. So, I wonder. Whoops. I wonder what is the point of this if you can't, if you can't actually use it. Apart from takeoff, performance, landing, CL, it's checklist, and that's just my ISCS. It's just the ISCS can be fitted into this. Maybe that's what we should do in the future, is rather than mess around with weights and balance there, which we can't bloody figure out, just do this. I need to have a chat with our good friend Emma Bentley. I'm sure she'll let me know what's happening there. Alright. I'm still trying to get chat up on screen here, and I'm sure I'll do it. I just need to remember how. Which is I feel completely and utterly stupid at the moment that I can't get it up. bugging me, this is. It really is bugging me that I can't. Normally, when one streams, you put up
Dublin, November 1, Ontario, Bravo, Bravo with it.
I am at a major loss there. Still can't get it. I'm trying desperately to get the chat up on there, so in case anybody's got questions or anything. And unfortunately, I just can't seem to get that to work. All right. Nope. Oh, bloody hell. This is really frustrating. I've had chat up before, I know I have, up on the side, but why can't I get it now? I just don't get it. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, if you are asking questions about this aircraft, and I just can't help you at the moment. Right. So, let's just try and go through a few things, and then let me sort out the volume again so you can hear things a bit better. Let's turn that up to about there. So that's the environment, internal environment. It's loud outside. There's probably volume adjustments I can make in ISCS, or if I get the volume widget where you can adjust volumes all over the place. So like I was saying on takeoff, I mean, the aircraft, it just feels as if it's got a lot of weight to it. It feels heavy. Does that make sense? It feels like a heavy aircraft. And so that really alters the flight dynamics. I noticed before I went to autopilot 1 and I was hand flying it out of Gatwick, the response, I mean, it's fly-by-wire, so the response is almost immediate. When you turn the joystick, it turns, plain and simple, yeah? But it feels heavy, on the ground, taxiing. You you really don't taxi at a high speed. You know, you get over 20 knots, and you know you're gonna get yourself into serious problems when you make those turns. You know, you might end up in the grass. So you've got to really manage the throttle on the ground and how you fly. It's really, really, absolutely quite marvellous. We haven't had a look at the cabin, have we? So let's see if we can get through to the cabin. Now, I did this the other day, and of course I can't do it now. So we need to make sure the cabin's unlocked. Cockpit door. Normal. Okay. There we go. Oh, we've got to really open it. So here we are. Let's have a wander through. Oh, I'm not too sure about those bins there. They're a bit pale bluish, aren't they? But you know, everything. I like the way it says Toliss here. Yeah, that's nice. And this galley area is really quite wide. Let's carry on through. I tell you something, it looks really new, doesn't it? Let's speed up a little bit. It does look really new. Whoops. Can we open the toilets? No, can't open the toilets. But once again, another galley area here. This will obviously, the one at the front was first class. Yeah, galley area. This will be business. Got a business section? No, not really. Let's have a look at the overhead bins. Please use caution when opening the overhead bins. I believe you can. Can you open them? No. No, you can't. I think you can in the 777, can you? Oh, yeah, we're going past the engines now. We've got Toliss here. What's behind? Oh, on the screen. Let's have a look. Route proving. Powering into the future. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Well, got my head up on the close there. Well, let's have a look at the wing view. Actually, I thought I'd set up wing views as well. But it don't matter. Can we get outside? Yes, we can. Oh. Let's get back inside. So I did do some views, but not all of them. I can make some more. If you're wondering how I change around so quickly, I'm not using the keyboard there. I use the thumbstick on my joystick, so the thumb button, and I've set it up in X-Plane settings that the thumbstick will either give me the next camera. So if I push up, it gives me the next camera view. Yeah. If I push down, it gives me the previous camera view. And if I go to the side, it gives me the next category, next camera category. So I went through a couple of different camera categories there. I haven't set them all up perfectly. For those of you, if you haven't got X camera and you make videos or whatever, this is what X camera looks like. Let me put a solid background on that so you can see it better. This is what X camera looks like, and you can create a category. So we've got cockpit, and then you've got all the different ones: pilot view, MCP, quadrant, overhead, FMGS, which is CDU, co-pilot view, which I very rarely use. I'm going to delete that. The Adaroos, which are there, or they've now changed it to Adias. It did used to be called Adaroos. So let's there we go. We'll change that. Change it to its proper name. Okay, and then the iPad down there. So you can click through. Yeah. And you can make adjustments. You can go like, I'll show you now. We can go forward, and then up, down, whatever. You can roll, and then down here you've got X, Y, X axis as well. You've got to be careful with that. But you can do all sorts of things with X camera. Create external. Cabin, which is with you. Flyby. Get back inside, and so that's X camera. You can set up, I can't remember how many, I think it's something like 220 different cameras. You can up to 220 cameras, and then you can send them off. You can share them, so like share camera file with community. So author, me, and then give it a name, A339, and that's it. Now I click OK, and then your camera file has been successfully submitted to the community server. Thank you. Boom. So there's that. Yeah, and then you've got like advanced settings. You can do all sorts of advanced stuff here. There, enables cinema verity, and which is a little bit of shake, all sorts of things. You can do masses of stuff with X camera. Save all cameras, and just making sure all the cameras are saved. You can have you can make airport views, so when you're coming into land, you can change different views and see your landing from different views. I mean, it's so powerful, it's unbelievable, and get it for free, but if you want the full version, you can have the full version and just make a contribution. I don't think there's no fixed price on it. There used to be, but there's no fixed price. It's one of the rare applications that you pay what you can afford, which is brilliant. Absolutely fabulous. There are some other camera systems around. I mean, you can use X-Plane's own camera system as well, and set up camera views just using the numpad key. I haven't created any, but that's it. So I've got one view on a key there, which is overhead MCP. Yeah, I did have a couple of views already programmed in here. But that's just on the numpad key. So even though I've got X camera, I can still create some views here as well. How do I get back to? do I do that now? Caught me out, hasn't it? Ah, there we are. So back to pilot view. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can tell you about this aircraft. I mean, it's an Airbus. They work the same, don't they? They all work the same, I find. There's little things like, you know, armrests, tray tables. Yep, tray table. How do we get that back in? There we go. Those blinds. We have got the HUD on this. I thought I had it activated. It was activated. Seems to have disappeared. So we'll go to open ISCS screen and aircraft has HUD. Yes. There we are. HUD uses perfect data on. Save config. I did save the config, but it seemed to have gone back to auto. Use imperial units? No, I'd rather use kilograms, but no, use imperial units, no. So it will be in kilograms now. Makes things a lot easier, especially with the. There's the HUD, and pull it down like that, and you can see it's come on, and it's perfectly placed, apparently, to the pilot sideline. So as I move my eye line, it just moves out the way. Yeah, it's really good. We might use this. I don't know. I don't know whether you have to set it up like in the Zebo. In the Zebo one, you have to set up the HUD. Excuse me, with information regarding your landing, so length of runway, etc., elevation of runway. I don't know whether you have to set this one up. I haven't looked at the manual for it, so I'll check that out in actual fact, and we'll see. You can close it by that lever there. I tend not to use HUDs. I mean, HUDs are only really valuable in low vis conditions. So if you've got low visibility, you would use your HUD then, and they're pretty fantastic in low vis. Right, we're flying at flight level 390. We're trucking along quite nicely. Be interesting to know where I am exactly, so let's have a look at my charts, if I can find them. Turn that off. It's amazing how much stuff you get open, isn't it, when you're flying. Right, Navigraph charts, let's have a look, see where we are. Oh, yeah, we're in the middle of France somewhere. So, not quite halfway yet, but we're in the middle of France. Doing well. We're about to go over the river Cher, or Cher, or Sunny and Cher? Yeah, Sunny and Cher, the river Cher. C-H-E-R. Past Tours and Chambray-le-Tours there. Very nice. Not quite the middle of France, but not far off. So close that down. I wanted to know what my flight time was. can't load SimBrief OFP because it's saying it's expired. So, it's saying we're going to get to Leper at 16:33. Well, that's ridiculous. I thought it was on real time. We're not. We're not on real time. So I'll have to rectify that. There we are. So I've changed the time. Don't know whether that changes the time in the sim. We'll check. That's more like it. UTC is 11:17. So that will be 12:17 real time. I should imagine my wife will be back by then and cause me grief, no doubt. What are you doing? You're flying. You're always on that simulator. Yeah, well, right. I wonder why. Okay. I still can't figure out how to get chat on here. Something's happened. View my channel, YouTube Studio, your data, appearance, device theme. Okay. Even more frustrating. Huh. Help. Well, I really don't know what the situation is at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure it out, and I just cannot figure it out. The chat. Ugh. It really is bothering me as well, and I don't know. Just turn that down a bit for you. I am really flummoxed. I mean, I can get an app and just put that in, but I don't want to do that now whilst we're actually streaming, because I don't want to mess that up. But it used to be able, literally, you'd have the chat on the side of the screen. I'm googling like mad here, and I still can't find it. Get the video ID flash.
Hey creators, let's talk about live Q&A, a feature in Live Control Room that lets you create and manage Q&A sessions in live chat during your...
No, don't want that. Right, I will figure this out and for the next live stream, I'm sure. But it was just there. It was not something you had to think about. You know, you could just do it. I don't understand. It'd be something really simple that I cannot see, because it's like, can't see the wood for the trees type situation. You know, it's going to be one of those really stupid things. Right. Comments are permanently deleted. Change the default comments. Existing videos will be fair. Sign into YouTube Studio. Comments. I'm still not getting anywhere, guys. I'm looking. I still can't get comments on something. Hey, finally, I've got the comments finally sorted. Woohoo! Right, so if you have got questions, you can put them in now. Finally sorted it out. I'm sorry about that, guys. Took me bloody ages, didn't it? I don't know why. Right. Bear with me. Let's just sort this out. Hello. There we go. Autopilot went off, I don't know why. Right. So if you've got a comment, please say something. Also, can you hear me okay? Alright, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll turn down the aircraft a bit more. Put on volume mixer. Just turn that down a little bit more. There we go. And let me know if you can hear alright. There we go. Thank goodness for that. I'm going to give you an external view a moment because I've just got to go and get changed. How's that? Turn that down a little bit more there. You should be able to hear me okay now, well above the aircraft. As usual, there's no ATC in France. Never is. That sounds cruel, doesn't it? It's usually the case. Although I'm flying quite high, so I might be above someone's area. So probably Eurocontrol would have me by now, but we shall see. Right, if you'll excuse me, I will be back in a moment. Let me give you that external view again. Probably. There we go. I'll be back. Right, I'm back. Good morning, Philip. Good morning, Black Knight. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a coffee. So I'll be back again. 7 of you watching, give me a like and a share if you can. The Airbus 339 is performing perfectly. What more can I say? It's just awesome. An awesome aircraft. Whereabouts are we? Oh, we've got a fair way to go, not far. Say 40 minutes maybe. So I'm going to get a coffee, make sure that everything's okay. I might. There's a terrain radar. There's no point putting the weather radar on because there's no weather. Excuse me. I've set this up so that I've got pop-out windows. So what I can do is I can do that, and oops, that, and just put them on my other screen if I wanted to, like that. And apparently they will all pop out. You can have them all out. What else can we have out? We've got that one, haven't we? Yeah. I think that's enough in actual fact. That's 4 altogether. I could put them all over on my other screen. Just for a quick glance. Look at the engine performance there though. Perfect. You see, you'll never have 2 engines performing exactly the same. So like we've got 83.2 on M1, 83.1, 749 EGT on the left engine, 736 on the right engine. Actually, that's quite a deviation there. N3 89.4, 89.2. Yeah, that is a bit of a deviation. So I might have to do an engine repair or a new engine. Let's have a look at that. I don't know. Do we have maintenance on this? Let's have a look. ISCS. Fault scenarios. Oh, that's why they're high. But I've got them off. So we'll turn that right down, and they're off. Save that as default. Custom fault selection, no. For my startup, my default setting is cold and dark. Hang on. Performance adjustment, aircraft age and engine age. Yeah, so we need a new engine. I think we'll leave it for a while anyway. See what happens. Excuse me. Right. So back here to the aircraft, performing perfectly, flying perfectly. We could have on this one, we could have nav or VOR or LS plan. So you could set anything that you want up on these. I always prefer arc, but we'll have this at a different range. Oh, there's my top of descent, around about 160 miles. Yeah, well that's 106. That's the 160 arc. So at about 120 miles, we should reach our top of descent. Yeah. Well, no, it's 100 miles now. What's my speed? Let's have a look at this properly. Ground speed 466. Wow. So decimal. Where's my Mach number? I haven't got a Mach number. Down constraints. We don't want waypoints. VOR. Airports. I don't need that. I put constraints on. What's my ground speed? True airspeed. Decimal 81 is my Mach. Okay. 486. True airspeed 467. Sorry, what was that? Ground speed's 466. True airspeed 467. That's not bad. So it's probably little or no wind. In fact, it's 163 degrees at 1 knot. So no wind at all. I find it a bit hard to believe at this altitude that there's no wind. Oh, Philip, you really need to get them. In fact, if you had the Toliss for XP11, I think, and I'm not going to swear to it, but there might be an upgrade price for XP to take it up to X-Plane 12. I'd check on that. Of course, the difference being, you're able to use all the fancy doodads, etc. in X-Plane 12 with the aircraft. So, rain particles and all sorts of other stuff. Like the HUD, of course. The HUD won't work in X-Plane 11. But, are you on X-Plane 11? Yeah, you've got X-Plane 12, but you haven't bought any of the Toliss aircraft yet. Right, I'm with you now. Alright. Okay. I wonder how many A300s were flying across the ponds yesterday. Right, my wife is going to be coming home any minute now. I'm pretty sure of that. With shopping, so I'll have to help her in with the shopping. I hope she does that before we land or after we land. How far have we got to go? Let's have a look on the map. Not so far. Not so far at all. My voice sounds a little bit funny. I was filming yesterday, and we was filming a street scene. And there was they were using lots of smoke in the street scene. I was a kind of gangster street guy. It was a street scene. The film is set in America, but we filmed it in Cardiff. Yeah, it's amazing what they can do with the magic of film. They only have to do a couple of things and it just looks... I was filming on something earlier in the summer. We were filming in Bristol in a square. It's a really nice square called Queen Square, or and very nice property, Georgian-looking buildings, and it was standing in for Harley Street in London. I tell you. Colonel Billington, hi. How are you? So this might become your first Toliss purchase. Well, I wish it was my first Toliss purchase. I've got the whole fleet. Fortunately, I think I've got the whole fleet. I'll be honest, you know, full disclosure here. Out of the whole fleet, I think I've paid for 2 of them. The rest I've had on review because I'm a reviewing channel, although I haven't done much in a little while. But yeah, so most of them I was given them to review, and I was also beta testing as well. This one I purchased, so full disclosure, I purchased this with my own money out of my bank account, so I can review this however I want. Well, I review them anyway. However I want. I think I've always been honest. My dog's a little bit upset. He had his boy bits taken off the other day. He went to the vets and you had an operation, didn't you? So he's a little bit clingy and a bit whiny at the moment. He thinks he's a lap dog, and anybody who's got a standard labradoodle know they're not small dogs. He weighs 30 kilos, stands about 22 inches at the shoulder at the moment, and he thinks he's a lap dog. He does insist on trying to get up on my lap. He stepped on my toe this morning. God, he's bloody heavy, aren't you? He sleeps in the study here with me. He's got his own bed in the study, and now he wants to shake hands. Okay, there we go. My webcam is broken, so he's not going to appear on webcam like Frank used to do. Here we go. He's trying to get on my lap. Harry, no, you're too big. You're too big, mate. You can't do that. Get down. Get down. Oof. Colonel Billington, if you've got any questions, I mean, you've probably watched loads of reviews and other streamers as well. I mean, it is a beautiful aircraft. The modelling on it is absolutely superb. Oh, look, we've got traffic, I think. Yeah, there's an aircraft below us. He's at flight level 370. Oh, what's he doing? It's all over the place. Then you see his aircraft turn around. I'm coming up to my top of descent, so let's have a look here. TD3. Right, we can go down to. We'll go down to 108. We'll set it for 108. Oops. 18,000. There's 100. 108. Flight level 108. We'll set it for that to start off with. Technically, I've got flight level 108 set, so theoretically when we get to the top of descent in 20 miles, if we are moving fairly quickly, we should go down automatically. We should, he says. We shall see. Let's just keep that there so everybody can see. It is like all the Toliss aircraft. It's worth getting. I can't say any more than that. It's fabulous. Flies lovely. Systems is good. Although I think the CDU could do with a little bit of work. Compared to some of the other aircraft, such as the 320 and the 321. I mean, it works perfectly fine. It's the integration with the SimBrief, and that could be a little bit better, where you can request. I mean, what you can do, you put your departure and arrival airports in, and insert that, and it just brings the flight plan in. Yeah. Then of course you've got to fill in everything for your weights and balance and init page, perf init page, which is okay. It's fine. It's just that I think I'm trying to remember which aircraft it is. I mean, the Zebo mod, for example, you just request everything, and it just automatically fills it in, which is fabulous. That's in this Boeing 737-800. I thought that Toliss had done that as well with the 320 and 21. I'm not so sure. I'm going to have to go back and check. It's a long time since I've flown Airbus, by the way, because I've been flying the Zebo mod for months. Then the 777. Then the MD-11, which I love. I think the MD-11 is brilliant. Is there a difference in handling from the 346? KC, I'm going to say no. They're both big aircraft. They're both heavy aircraft. The 340 might be a little bit heavier, but in terms of handling, I mean, the Airbuses. You can go from the baby Airbus, the A319, and get in the A346 and fly them. That is the beauty of Airbus. They've got a what do they call it? Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the phrase. It's I can't remember the phrase, but basically all the cockpits are the same. So in terms of retraining, it's very little. Hang on. Hello? Okay, well, you come outside, love. There's a gap outside the front door. Alright, yeah. Just gonna put my shoes on now. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. we are back. Whew. I had to dash outstairs. Yeah, he's a eunuch now, that's for sure. Right, let me just check on things here. We're descending nicely. We're in the profile, you can see on the left here. Let me pull this up. Whew. We're in the descent profile, so we're in between the two purple markings there. I need to set up destination data. Yes, I know. In it. Perf. Destination. Activate approach phase. Confirm. Right, so we need some weather. So let me pull up this. Dot meta lepa leper. So QNH is going to be 1022. 1022. Outside temperature is 24 degrees. Wind is 2208. 220/08. Transition, we'll leave at that. Barrow is going to be, we'll check that in a minute, but let's put 200 feet in just for, and we'll do full config 3 or full. Okay. BAT 146, BLS 141. Okay. That'll do, pig. So we're on the Lores 1 Papa arrival. Let's just check that. Yes, marvelous. And it's very, I mean, it's straight in. It's a straight in approach, virtually. Leper, 24 left. Approach, ILS 24 left. I mean, it's can't fail. Cannot fail. Approach 2,500 feet to capture the ILS. Crack-a-lackin'. What do you say? What do you say, Harry? Oh. So that was my wife on the phone, coming back. She's been to the gym. She's come back with a car full of shopping, and I've just had to pull it in. No, you want a crisp, Harry? There you go. There you go. Cheese and onion crisp. I don't know. Aircraft below me, 5,000 feet. I like how the TCAS shows little aircraft now, as opposed to just dots or triangles or what have you. So that makes it a bit easier. There we go. Our descent is quite slow. But we're coming from 3,900, 39,000 feet. Now apparently, a lot of people have said that it's a very slippy aircraft and that it's hard to slow it down. We shall see. Everything's looking good. You want another crisp, do you, Harry? There you go. I don't know what it is. My wife bought these, Chris, when she was out yesterday, and I was filming. And I don't know what it is with my wife, but the crisps, you open a packet of her crisps, and they're always broken. Wow. Oh, right, KC. One of your first questions was, is it any good? And it is. It's very good. It's brilliant. It's rock solid. Rock solid. I'm going to see if I can get the weather radar on. Even though with no weather. I'll put it on auto. Tilt it down a bit. Turn up the gain. Put it onto sys 1. Oops. Right. Why won't it stop in PWS? And so is it I don't know whether it's permanently on or permanently off. But you can't turn the mode. You see the trim wheels turning? Beautiful. That's beautiful animation as well. The way that it's done that. Alright, Harry. Hi Chris, how are you? Well, the weather here in Cardiff, it's rainy. I'm just looking at the trees across the way from my house here. It's not that windy, but it is raining and grey skies. But, you know, it's October, it's the UK. Family's good. Everything's good. I'm just flying this plane and hoping that I don't make a mess of the landing. I'll be good. Okay, so at Lores we should be at flight level 141, and that's looking. Yeah, we're going to be flight level 141 at Lores, and then we can go up. I can go all the way down to 2,500 then, because we're on constraints. Am I on constraints? We are now. So we put the constraints in. So once we get to Lores, and then my next top of descent is that Rosper? Posper. Okay. I mean the one thing about this, someone said in brief, how do you like the Neo? Niels, how brief do you want me to be? Do you want me to be like 2-second brief or 5-minute brief? Right, well, here we go. Briefly, I think it's brilliant. But then again, I think all Toliss aircraft are brilliant. The only thing I've got a problem with is this weight and balance, because I can never get the numbers in this to agree with this, right? So this is what I've got in the aircraft. I got, this is what SimBrief gave me: 335 passengers. Cargo was that, and my block fuel was correct at the time. We're going to be landing with something like 5.5 tons, I think, by the time we finish. So yeah, that's cool, but I couldn't get that data into this. I would put my 335 passengers in there, I would type it in, and it wouldn't stay. I couldn't get the fuel on board correct either. So I don't know what's going on with this. Hi, Niels. I'm sure you can hear me. My microphone must be up. Yeah, it is. So it's not muted, so you can hear me. Yeah. But yeah, I for some reason I just can't. The data, the flight data, from SimBrief, I cannot input it into this. Number of passengers, like I say, I can. What was that? I said 335. It just won't stay. Click, it goes back to 187. Click on reset to current, same thing. So, yeah, pain in the bum that was, I must admit. We're coming up on Lores. Lores, we should be 141. What else can I say about it? I think the cabin is nice, but I'm never really that bothered about cabins. I'd be just as happy if there wasn't one there. I fly from this position. But the cabin is nice. It looks great. I like the thing in the headrests of the seats, and the seat numbers are correct as well. Above the on the overhead lockers. So yeah. Yeah, Chris. I mean, you're preaching to the converted here. I mean, I'm X-Plane dedicated. I've tried 2020 so many times. I've installed it on my machine. Let's say it's been on and off my machine half a dozen times. Right. I think it looks fantastic, although I think the clouds are overdone. But it looks fantastic, but I just don't like it. I don't like the menu system. I don't like the camera system. I think that the user interface is really 1980s. It looks awful. I hate that the menu bar appears when you move your mouse. And I know you can get things to change that. Apparently, you can get apps where you can get rid of all of that. And I've seen some videos that have been produced are brilliant. Where people have got the camera system sorted out. I've even downloaded camera views for different aircraft, which you can get. But I just don't like it. And shall I tell you why? The one reason why I dislike it the most is that it is clearly a game, and that it was produced for an Xbox. And apparently, that if you use an Xbox controller, it's perfect. Now that doesn't make sense to me. I'm a flight simmer. I want an in-depth study level aircraft, and I want it to feel like an aircraft, even though I'm not a real world pilot. I mean, I've flown Cessnas and when I was learning to fly, but I've been a pilot on enough aircraft in my life to know how an aircraft feels as a passenger. And whilst you can never truly get that feeling just sat at a computer screen, no matter how big your screen is, there's certainly a difference. There's a definite different feel between X-Plane aircraft and 2020 aircraft. Niels, agreed. Nice to have and good enough. I got more important things to spend CPU and GPU cycles on. Harry, stop that. Stop. Niels, agree. When you say you've got better things, important things to spend CPU in, you're saying that you're agreeing with me regarding 2020. The FS Labs Airbus was... I never really tried it, Niels. I know a lot of people thought it was the dogs, but the development phase for it was just so long-winded, and the as always with some of the Microsoft aircraft, the development phase just goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever. Right, I'm going to go down to 2,500 now for capture. Harry, let's pull that out. Push that in. Engage. So we're still descending. Are you okay, mate? You're alright. It's alright. What did we say that QNH was at? QNH is 1022. 1022. Just get that in there. Ready. I take it there's no ATC here. No, there's no ATC. Brilliant. Harry, shh. Parma traffic, Virgin 2302, Airbus A339, inbound to Parma on the Lores 1 Papa arrival, descending to 2,500 feet for the ILS. Shame with all the shilling and propaganda regarding the Xbox game. One streamer even titled his CTP stream "As Real as It Gets" while using it. Yeah, alright. But yeah, I mean that tagline, "As Real as It Gets," that belongs to VATSIM. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It wasn't Microsoft's type tag. It was VATSIM's, wasn't it? "As Real as It Gets." But there we go. Yeah, there you go, Chris. You see, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say this, but women are always correct. I wasn't going to say the other thing, but yeah. I mean, my wife tells me I'm on my computer full stop all every day and all day. I'm not. But you know, she's got her hobby. She spends money on Vinted. We have parcels every day coming from Vinted here. So she spends her money. Why can't I spend my money on what I want and my time on what I want? Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Niels. Has anybody seen the last two videos that Thomas Rasmussen has done? Thomas Rasmussen, he actually provided me with my intro video, right? Thomas has been around for years, and he makes these most incredible flight sim videos. Absolutely incredible. But the last two that he's done, because he hasn't done any for a while, he's been kind of, I don't know, maybe he lost his mojo, like a few of us did during COVID. But he did a 777 video, and he did done the video for this, and his videos are absolutely incredible. Here we go. Stand by. I don't know, women, eh? Okay, so yeah, Thomas makes great content. His videos are absolutely incredible, and I think for the most part, Thomas is X-Plane. He only deals with X-Plane. I can't remember now. I'll have to go back and look at his videos, but his content superb, and it's good to see that he's back. her hobbies are animals and horse riding when she spends. But that's an expensive hobby, animals and horse riding. I don't care what anybody says. That is expensive, man. You know, how can she say? How can she say anything, eh? Right, we're coming over to the islands. Let's have a quick look outside. Do you know something? I didn't really check, but I hope the runway's long enough for this. It should be, shouldn't it? If it's not, we're in trouble. But I do believe the reverse thrust on this is awesome. The reverse thrust on the MD-11. Wow! If you haven't got the Rotate MD-11, have a look. I did a series of videos on it. Did I do a series? No, that was the 777. But I have done videos on the MD-11, and the reverse thrust is absolutely uncanny. It really is. I think my dog wants to go out for a wee. Destination Palma, Mallorca. We're almost there. Yeah, but horses, yeah, of course. It's going to cost a fortune. Hang on. Harry, come here. Out. Out of there. Out. In. Out. Out. Hang on a few minutes, I'll let you out. Right, here we go. Now, I am not... Someone said it's slippy aircraft, that it takes a while to slow down. It seems to be slowing down alright. We're coming down to 210, which is good enough for me. So I can put one flap on. Let's get the spoilers armed. Landing lights on. Okay. Now I'm not using the HUD because I'm pretty I don't know whether you're supposed to set the HUD up like the Zevo. I mean, you can't see very well anyway because it's yeah. Harry, no. So I'm not going to use the HUD. That's funny. To get the pop-up, if you're not in the right place, see, there's a blind spot there, I think. Okay, there we go. What was it? It was 1022. There we go, 1022. Straight in approach. We're at 200 knots. Let's go to flat 2 just to slow us down that little bit more. Let's have a look outside. Well, we seem to be slowing down okay. And we're on the profile. Yeah, we're slowing down 180. We're going down to 140 something, which is... They're asking for full flat now. There you go. Once we turn, we'll get the gear down. You can see the flaps have now moved quite considerably now. And we'll go to approach mode. There's a Cat 3 landing. We're approach mode. I'm not full flap yet. QNH 1022 Cat 3 single channel. Let's pull this up so you can have a look. There we go. Cat 3 single barrels 200 I've set it at. Autopilot 1, auto throttle, landing speed. Harry! Shh, 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 shh. LS. Brilliant. Approach mode, auto throttle, AP1, flight directors are on, QNH 1002, 1022 rather. Runway ahead. That runway there. I just hope it's long enough. Set brakes medium, and we're good. I'm not going to LPMA, I'm going to LEPA. Yeah, the A330 is smooth, but once again I've got a fairly hefty machine. GeForce RTX 4080 graphics card, 32 gig of RAM, DD 2500, the most boring voice in aviation. 32 gig of DDR5 RAM, and 13th gen i7. Is it 13th or 14th? I'd have to check my spec now. Yeah, so it is. My FPS. Oh, who's that? Palmer traffic, Virgin 2302, Airbus 33900, long final, 10 miles to run. Yeah, it is. It's really nice, Niels. It is a nice aircraft. One thing I will say is I find flying the bigger aircraft easier. Or smoother. Smoother, easier. I find flying the larger aircraft a lot easier. Certainly to land. I never have trouble landing the larger aircraft. They just seem to... I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. But they do fly better. I was going to look at my FPS somewhere. I did see it earlier. is it on the AVI tab? Yeah, there we go. 65 FPS in all views. So that, you know, that just shows you kind of my PC's fairly robust. Okay, let's pull you out there. 7.5 miles to run. ILS is captured by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm on the glide. And we're descending. I've got to take my shoes off to get my feet on the rudder pedals. Although, I'm not sure my rudder pedals are actually configured for the 330, because when I was leaving Gatwick, I had trouble with the rudders. So it's maybe something I got to check. So in the pipe 5x5. I am not going to go to full flap. We'll stay on config 3 because of my ground speed and indicated, which is perfect. So at 1,000 feet I would disengage the autopilot, and there we go. Autopilot disengaged. Signs on, cabin check. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Well, look at this. I'm completely hands off. I'm hands off the throttle. I'm hands off the joystick. We're coming down. Look at the primary flight display here. Look at that. Perfect. Perfectly on the flight director there. On the profile, speed, descent. Absolutely amazing. 2 white, 2 red. If I pull up the, let's pull up the HUD and see what that's showing us. Yeah, so you don't have to set it up. It's set up. It's set up in when you do your thing. So we're just off slightly. Just 500 feet. There we go. Keep the marker there. 400 feet. 2 white, 2 red. 300. Pull it up a little. 200 feet, just pull it up a little bit. Try to keep it in the center there. Look at that. Keep the 2 dots 100 feet. Keep the 2 dots together. Retard. There we go. Manual braking, 60 knots. I'll come off here. Runway vacated, flaps up. I think we're going to have to replay that. I don't know whether you noticed, but on the HUD, just before it said retard, you had 2 little arrows pointing up, and those were your flare indicators, which I thought was pretty neat. Yeah, of course I did, Chris. Spunkmeyer. Spunkmeyer, where are you? Get up here. In the pipe 5x5. Somebody just landed on the opposite runway there, or they're taking off, maybe. I didn't need to. Niels. Or did I? No, I did do it. You do it in the BIOS. It's so simple. Just straight away. I mean, took no time at all. Just need a bit of extra oomph to get round there. And then we'll find a stand. We'll go on to the next one. Stand 46. I need to straighten this up a bit, I think. There we go, I think that'll do. Pipe break on. Oh, what do we think, boys and girls? I thought that was pretty good. Let's have a look outside. I never know what the there's a jetway nicely attached. We'll be able to open the door in a moment. Well, that was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So we need to go offline now and have a look at the replay. What do you reckon, boys? Version 2302 on stand and disconnecting. Just let everybody know. There we go, disconnect. Crack-a-lacking. Let's just watch the replay. Toggle replay mode and see if we can get out of here. Got to be very careful with replay mode that you don't break it. Well, there's the spoilers, they came up. So, what do you reckon, boys? From there, or shall we go shift 3 and try and get landed from here? Let's show plugin admin, turn off FM car. No, not better pushback. We want that. Next one down. FM car, turn that off. Okay. Okay, we'll do this one to start off with, I think. There we go. See you, Niels. Flare. Oh, yeah. Reverse thrust. Spoilers, ooh. Right or left? We'll go right. Right. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go. Hope you enjoyed the stream, those of you stuck around for quite some time. For the rest of you, have a great Sunday, okay? Never say it enough, but I do appreciate every member that I've got, every subscriber that I got. My channel's small. I'm not, I'm not Q8 Pilot. I'm not any of the other guys. What's his name? Real 737 Pilot. But yeah, I've been around probably the longest, even beating what's his name, Frugal, who unfortunately I liked Frugal. I thought he was okay, but he was a little bit. What's the word? No, I'm not going to say online, but I liked Frugal, and then of course we had Bellens, bless him. I met Matt Bellens a number of times. Very, very sad. Very sad. But there we go. Circle of life. I'm still here, still plodding along. I'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Cheerio.